Welcome back to the Brannon No channel. I'm your host, Brannon, where we talk today's tech. And on this episode, we're gonna cover soundbars. Who doesn't love surround sound? Am I right? This is a company that's actually new to me, but have been around for a little while. And I'm really excited and honored to be one of the YouTubers actually talking about their latest flagship. This is the ULTIMEA SkyWave X70, and they have received an outstanding amount of ratings on their X40, 50, and 60 models. And now we get the Mac Daddy. Yeah, this soundbar is a 7.1.4 channel, has a 10-inch subwoofer, fully wireless with, get this, 980 peak power performance. Oh, let's get ready to rumble. What you're getting inside the box is a 3-part soundbar, 2 rear surround speakers, and 1 very large and robust subwoofer. You also get a nice, fully detailed quick start brochure that I've been waving in your face since this started, along with a diagram layout for mounting the soundbar, which I take full advantage of, by the way. Also included in the box is 2 AC adapters, 2 surround power adapters, 1 soundbar power adapter, 1 HDMI cable, 1 digital optical cable, 6 mounting plate brackets, wall anchors and screws, and 6 mounting pins. And finally, the remote control, which, by the way, battery's not included. All right, let's talk about ULTIMEA's 3-section style soundbar. Very unique indeed. I'm guessing the main reason is for packaging purposes, but I've never seen anything like it. The middle section is going to be the main hub. With touch controls on top, we have our power on and off, a source mode switch, Bluetooth, and lastly, the volume minus and plus. On the front of the speaker, we have the ULTIMEA name stamped on top of a mesh metal grille covering the speakers and tweeters. Turning it to its back, you'll find all your inputs. We get 1 HDMI to TV, 1 HDMI input, 1 digital optical input, 1 USB-A port, and lastly, your DC power input. You also have their infrared sensor pad here and 2 brass threaded mounts for the anchoring screws. Lastly, on each end, you'll see the locking pins along with the brass connection plate. Now, you also get 4 silicone rubber foot pads if you're setting the soundbar on a flat surface. Taking a look at the left soundbar section, we have the matching grille plate covering the front forward-facing speakers. And it gets an upward firing speaker with a nice premium rose gold ribbon framing. That's pretty. And this time, only the right side has the connection locking system. Now, I'm willing to bet that the right side is going to have it on the left side only. You also get 4 more silicone rubber pegs. And lastly, only one brass threaded mount. Ah, yes, see, told you about the right section. You also get one more brass thread here and the right side upward firing speaker. All right, let's take a look at the right and left surround speakers. You have a rear right and a rear left channel. You get the same metal mesh grille covering the forward facing speaker along with the ULTIMEA branding. At the top, we have another upward firing speaker with the rose gold border. Okay, that explains where they're getting the 7.1 channels of Atmos Dolby surround. Nice. Looking at the back, we see a single brass screw mount along with a physical pairing button. Now, I'm pretty sure all the speakers come paired right out of the box, so this would probably be used if you ever lost connection or anything. Again, you get 4 rubber pads if you're not mounting the speakers. You get a cutout for your elbow power adapter. Now that's attention to detail right there, fam. Nice and clean and out of the way. Now, as far as the left surround channel goes, it's basically a doppelganger to the right. You're gonna get the exact same mesh covering, the forward and upward firing speaker system, 4-foot pegs and cutout. All right, the last piece of this stellar surround sound system has got to be the 10-inch subwoofer. And it's heavy, in the box and out. Encased in a shroud of smooth black wood finish. It has the beautiful rose gold trimming throughout. I love this metal, what I'd like to call a protective kick plate, for better words, covering the 10-inch dome. It's got the ULTIMEA logo stamped in the center. It's like they knew it's so big that nobody's gonna be able to hide this, so why not make it a decorative piece of furniture? All right, let's assemble this thing. And don't worry, there's only one right way to do it. So if you mess it up, that's on you. All right, looking at the angle, you just tilt it this way on the right side and click it into place, and do the same for the left side, just like that. Wow, that's pretty simple. And even with all 3 pieces connected, it's still fairly light. All right, time to nerd out and cover the specs of all the goodness that's built in. Not only are we getting a 7.1.4 channel, but there's Dolby Atmos, SynMesh Wireless, Bass Gravis, the ULTIMEA app, which we're going to cover in just a second, 2000 MIPS, 12 ms ultra low latency, a 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz frequency range, and a 4K HDR pass-through. Wow. Let's talk about NeuroCore first. Features a professional grade AD&DA audio chip sporting high-res audio, processing up to 24-bit, 192 kilohertz for more accurate and lower distortion sound reproduction. That's dope. Coming with 2000 MIPS, that's MIPS computing performance, triple core 800 millihertz DSP, and a dual core 30-bit 320 millihertz MCU. The hell does that even mean? With an industry-leading GAN amplifier, it delivers ultra efficient, low heat, high fidelity sound, giving us a wider dynamic range and reduces comprehension. What are all these crazy words, right? I mean, what do they actually mean? It gives you high frequency details in any sounds you're playing, in simpler words. Yeah. Check this out. The tweeter has magnet orourological fluid. Huh? MRF. Yeah, that sounds easier. Filled with aerospace-grade magnetic fluid, the tweeter voice coil delivers exceptional energy control. Again, the meaning is going to suppress the harshness and distortion in higher frequency signals. Powered by Gravis ultra linear bass technology, this system features a 40L precision engineered acoustic chamber that enables infrasonic extension down to 20 hertz. This is hurting my brain. What is with all this technical talk? Let's just say we're gonna get some ass-kicking bass. The SkyWave X70 is a fully wireless multi-channel system using their Cinemesh, so no interference and no dropouts. Okay, that was pretty nerdy. I understand. If you hung with me for all that technical talk, then I commend you. I really do. Good thing I provided you with some timestamps. Let's cover the ULTIMEA app. Tap on ULTIMEA, wait for it to connect to the SkyWave X70. All right, there we go. Tap on it once more, and here we are in the home screen. We get the SkyWave X70 name, a nice 3D icon of the soundbar system. Under that is a volume rocker that actually takes it all the way up to 100%. That would be considered beast mode. You can also change it to a more traditional remote with a plus and minus bar. Next, you have your power on and off. Then there's source. We have EARC and ARC, HDMI in, optical, Bluetooth, and lastly, USB. Let's take a look at the EQ. In here, we have 6 different settings. I have it set to cinema, but there's standard, music, voice, game, or night mode. Now that'll be for lowering the sound late at night so you don't disturb your spouse or friends or whatever you have. You also have a 3-bar sound effects option to adjust the bass, mid-range, and treble. There's a surround rocker from SR-6 all the way to plus SR6. You have up-firing volume from -3 to +3, and finally the X upmix. Now this is pretty sweet. This will be used to control the Dolby DAP switch. Having it off means that the surround channels are copied from the left and right main channels. With it on means the surround channel signals come from the Dolby DAP upmixed multi-channel signals. Just leave it on because it basically deciphers what you're listening to anyway, and it'll adjust. And lastly, if all these options are not what you're looking for, well, then we're going to use custom. Take advantage of 10 EQ bands to adjust however you like. Now there's also style. Here's where you can pinpoint that certain tone. There's heavier bass to rock, down to classical, or over to pop. And that's clutch. All right, let's take a look at settings. At the top, you can give it your own personal name if you prefer. Under that is a complete user's guide. Next will be all your hardware info, including your serial number. Then we have general settings. You have IR pass-through on or off. There's prompt sound. Now this is going to be how loud you like the system to play a sound when turning it on or off. Now I have it on low, but there's none, medium, or high. We have auto standby. There's 30 minutes, 15, 60, 4, 8, 12, 24, or 48 hours. And of course, never. There's also auto turn off. I have it set to never, but there's 5, 30, or 60 seconds. Display brightness. Now I have it set on medium, but there's dim, low, normal, high, or even close. And lastly, make sure you're running the latest firmware to get the optimal performance. And that, fam, is your ULTIMEA app features. Love it. All right. Well, there's actually nothing else to cover other than testing out the new ULTIMEA SkyWave X70. Now, I've had the X70 for about 3 weeks now, okay? And I've set it up on my 65-inch flat screen in our main room where we watch most of the TV and movies. So I definitely wasn't afraid of mounting everything the way it was intended to be. I ended up mounting the soundbar just under the TV, but off my wife's entertainment center. She likes to decorate it for every season. I ended up only using 2 of the 4 brackets required because the soundbar is so light it seemed to be rock solid in my opinion. For the rear surround speakers, I mounted them just above the sectional at head height. I also picked up some 3M wiring cable covering strips that hides that black cord. Looks way more professional, I think. Now I'll leave the link down in the description below if you're interested in picking up some for yourself. The sub I ended up setting along the side as I wasn't able to hide it, of course, due to its mammoth size. I'd have to say it definitely looks good though. ULTIMEA did an outstanding job on the aesthetics. And of course, if you have a wife like mine, you use it to your advantage. Lastly, we have the upgraded remote, I'm told. Yeah, they said they upgraded it, which is nice. I think it looks great. It has your power, Bluetooth, source, volume up or down, channels, and the play and pause button. We also get the EQ modes, up firing levels, X upmix, surround levels, bass plus and minus, and lastly, the mute button. Now, it's definitely nice to have a remote on hand, but I found myself using the actual app a lot more. All right, let's hear it. Notice that I didn't even test the TV speakers to the SkyWave X70. There is no rhyme or reason for it. I can honestly say the microphone that was used on my camera does not do its justice, okay? You really have to be in the room to get the full experience, so keep that in mind as I'm talking here. I feel very fortunate that I am a lucky YouTuber to be able to experience ULTIMEA's brand new flagship. I'm spoiled because this system is legit. The bass was thunderous, is the best word I can come up with. The highs, the mids, the upfiring they were all on point. The surround traveled all throughout the room. It made me feel like I was in a movie theater. Bravo, ULTIMEA, bravo. All right, let's talk about pros and cons. It can't all be perfect, can it? Pro number one is we're actually able to have a soundbar system that gives us a 7.1.4 Atmos sound. Another pro is I love the compact, the idea of taking it apart if you're moving or if you need to move it to somewhere else. It just makes it so much more simple. Not to mention it's a totally wireless surround sound system. Even though there's going to be a few cords, just not any that need to tether to one another, of course. And lastly, you get a nice remote that's been upgraded, minus the batteries, of course. But you're also getting the included app control. And that, to me, makes the perfect all-in-one premium package. And won't break the bank. More on that in just a second. Let's talk a few cons. Con number one, when you get this box, it's heavy, okay? There is no ands, ifs about it. It is big and heavy. You're gonna need a couple people to bring that thing inside the house. Con number two, I wish it had more HDMI inputs. Unfortunately, I'm forced to use the optical for my cable box because my wife's Nintendo Switch can only connect through HDMI. Yeah, so we had to sacrifice. Now, if you're listening, ULTIMEA, can you throw in a few more HDMIs? Please and thank you. Okay, forget all about that. Let's talk retail. Take advantage of $10 off any of their subs when you add your email. Now, the ULTIMEA SkyWave X70 retails for $999. Relax, you're not going to pay that. We have an early bird special selling it for $649. Guys, that's $350 taken off the retail price, which ULTIMEA is claiming limited quantities, so you might want to get on it. The link will be provided down in my description below. Fam, I encourage you, this is a no-brainer. Get on down there and reserve yours today. Let's get you out of here with a fortune cookie. It is almost 11 o'clock in the evening on a Sunday. And my alarm goes off at 4 a.m. Yeah, it's going to be a wonderful morning tomorrow. All right, here we go. Oh, what could this fortune be? Maybe I get extra sleep. Fortune word is pear. I've had that one before. The simplest answer is to act. Well, of course it's 11 o'clock, so well past my fasting period. Lucky for you, no mukbang tonight. Now, of course, if you've lasted this long in the review, well, you're either family or there could be a little something wrong with you. But you know as well as I do, we do not judge at this table. Not now, not ever. And yes, I'm talking quiet because my family is asleep. It's where I should be. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe on the way out that door if you're not already. Like and share the video as it definitely helps the channel succeed. I may or may not be seeing you next week, and I'm not sure. I might be hunting that weekend, but it is supposed to be hot, so I might not. We'll see. See ya.